This is one of my absolute favorite ways to manifest. And once you start using this, I can pretty much guarantee that this will be one of your go-to methods. And the best part is that it's simple, it's quick, it's effective, and it actually works in a way that basically anybody and everybody can connect with. Because manifestation is never a one-size-fits-all approach. And I am sure that you've been in that position before where maybe you tried a certain technique or a certain affirmation or a certain meditation that someone told you to use, and you either just felt nothing or you felt like it was a chore that you had to do and you didn't feel connected, and therefore it really just didn't work. So the key with any manifestation technique is actually in your connection. And this technique that I'm going to share with you is one of those really beautiful universal ones that everyone connects to. And I'll explain why. So let's get into what you're going to do and, more importantly, how this all works. But really quickly, before we do, if you're new here, I'm Mary Kate and I'm a mindset coach and manifesting expert focused on getting you transformational results. My whole channel is all about manifesting the law of attraction with meditations and more, where I share the tools you need to get the results you want. I post brand new videos every Wednesday, so be sure to subscribe and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And before we get into the video, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up button down below if you are trying this out. I truly love seeing how many people are using this. So once you do that, let's get right into it. Now, like I said, this is going to be one of those techniques that is going to be really easy to use and to connect to for each and every person. So it doesn't matter if you're a visual learner, a physical learner, a logical, auditory, or verbal learner. That was a mouthful to say. No matter how you learn, no matter how you connect with things, no matter how you approach things, this is going to work for you. And I'm going to show you how to tailor it to yourself. So this technique and this process actually involves just a really short, easy writing system. But the truly amazing and fascinating part is that whatever you write out can and will manifest for you as long as you follow this exactly and you follow through with the internal work on your part. Okay? Big promise, but if you follow through, this will work. Because honestly, I could tell you what to do, but if you do it and then just go right back to thinking and behaving and acting in a way that doesn't support you actually receiving your manifestation, then how do you expect it to show up? Nothing changes unless you change. So you have to be willing to commit after doing this exercise to see things differently and be open to how things can show up. Try this new approach because I'm telling you it's worth it. Now, here is what you're going to do for the very first step in this process. The first thing I want you to do is write down whatever it is that you're manifesting. But I want you to keep this simple and straight to the point. Try to make this in 3 words or less if possible. If you can get it out in 1 word, that's even better. Because if you notice, you tend to overcomplicate and get too in your head when you start using too many words to describe what you're manifesting. I mean, have you ever noticed yourself doing that? Where instead of saying something like manifest money, you start saying things like, I want to win this scratch off to win the lottery, or I want to manifest this many sales in my business, or I want to manifest this promotion from this person on this day, and so on and so on. All of these overly detailed experiences that actually close you off to receiving in maybe a faster and easier and better way. So get out of your own way and just say what you want. Stop worrying about the how. Don't overcomplicate it. What do you want? 3 words or less. Call it out clear and simple. And like I said, you get bonus points if you can get it down to 1 word. The universe isn't going to grant you bonus points. It's just bonus points from me to you. So you are going to write out whatever it is that you're manifesting. And it's important that you do this one at a time. I know and I am sure that you have multiple things that you're trying to manifest, but for this technique, just pick one. Do the whole process for it that I'm going to explain before moving on to the next one. You'll see why in a minute, but just focus on one thing at a time. And also really quickly, no, that doesn't mean that you have to wait for this thing to show up before you move on to the next thing. It just means that you need to just complete this process and then you can move on to the next thing and do this process again for each thing that you're manifesting. You don't need to wait for it to manifest to move on to the next thing. So step 1 is done. You've written out what you want to manifest in 3 words or less. And now here's what you're going to do next for step 2. You are going to write out a 1-word feeling of what having this thing would make you feel. And again, make this simple. Make it 1 word. Having this thing would provide freedom, ease, calm, adventure, happiness, relief. what would having it provide for you? As I always say, it's never about the thing, it's about what having the thing would provide for you. So if you're doing this in real time, go ahead and pause this video and think of it right now, or you can come back to this later after you watch this whole video and you know the whole process and you can do it on your own time. But make sure you find this one word feeling. You can only do this for yourself. I'm not gonna be able to tell you what having money is gonna make you feel. I'm not gonna be able to tell you what having this thing that you desire is going to make you feel. Only you can do that. And then after these 2 steps, you've actually done such important work, even though it feels like it's been really simple so far. But the thing is, I'll let you in on a little secret. Manifestation is meant to be simple. It's just so often taught in such overcomplicated ways. But it's meant to be simple because you're doing it at all times. But you've gotten clear on what you want. You've gotten clear on why you want it. So now it's time to create it. And this is the part that's going to be very deeply personal to you. So I'm going to show you how to tailor it to yourself. So for this part, I want you to set a timer on your phone for between 30 to 60 seconds. I find that this is the really sweet spot for creating the experience because you don't want to overthink it or force it, which is so common when it comes to manifesting. You want something so bad that you're just gripping on and trying to make it happen. So 30 to 60 seconds. Don't go over it. And once you set this timer, you are going to close your eyes and create the experience of having this thing right now. This is really important. You don't want to see it as in the future. You want it to be in the present right now in this moment. Because I find that even sometimes when I'm manifesting something, this is something that even comes up for me, especially those bigger things, I tend to see this experience as something separate from right now, as something in the future, instead of it being possible and realistic for right now in this moment as I sit on this chair in this room. Do you see what I'm saying? Often when you create the experience for yourself of something, or when you see yourself manifesting something, you tend to put it in this future version of life where it's not where you are right now. But you want to create it as if it was possible, as if it was realistic right now, exactly where you are. So when you create this experience, have it be in the present, right here. And when I say create the experience, here is what I mean and what I specifically want you to do. Creating the experience doesn't have to be just closing your eyes and visualizing it. In fact, there is a pretty significant majority of the population who can't visualize in a traditional way. They can't just close their eyes and see the images the way that most people explain it. So instead of telling you to just visualize it, I instead want you to create the experience for yourself. And you could do this really easily by just noticing which of your senses kick on when you try to create the experience. When you close your eyes and experience it, and you feel it or see it happening, do you taste it? Do you smell it? Do you hear it or feel it or see it? Which one of your senses kick on first? And the way I've explained it before in previous trainings that I've done, so if you're feeling kind of stuck around this, here's a simpler example. If I were to tell you to close your eyes and tell me about the experience of eating an orange, what kicks on for you first if I ask you to recall that? Do you smell it, see it, taste it? What kicks on for you first to create that experience? I'd like to explain manifesting as using your senses to create the experience even before it's here. So that is exactly what you're going to do when creating the experience for yourself of whatever it is that you're manifesting. You're going to explore it with your senses. That is creating the experience for yourself. And again, you're going to do this for just 30 to 60 seconds in a really relaxed and enjoyable way. Nothing forced, not trying, just noticing and creating the experience, having whatever senses kick on. And you're going to do this in a way that feels realistic here, today, in this moment, not in the future. This is key. Right now. Why not now? And once you do that, here is the final step. I want you to write out an affirmation that supports you having it. If you want to make this easy for yourself, you can use my personal favorite, which is, it's here, it's mine, I did it. It's here, it's mine, I did it. Or you can create your own, one that really resonates with you. So this is your process. Use it however it works best for you. So again, write down what you're manifesting in 3 words or less. Write down your 1-word feeling of whatever having this thing would provide for you. You create the experience for yourself within 30 to 60 seconds on a timer, and then you seal it with an affirmation supporting you having it. It's here, it's mine, I did it. And feel that connection. And I am telling you, this is gold. You are going to look back at what you wrote down with such shock and excitement as it begins to manifest for you. This is the path of least resistance. But also, here's the thing. And I have to add this in because, like I said, this works if you continue the work after it. This is your part after you finish this process. You can't just follow it and then go back to normal daily thought patterns, noticing all the reasons why it's hard or impossible, or feeling victim that your life has to be a certain way or that this is just the way that life is. Once you do this process, you have to be willing to see things differently, to see what you want as possible and inevitable and about to show up at any moment. You have to be in that confident expectation. That's where you have to live after you complete this. This is your part that you have to commit to after you do this technique. And I also have a few tools that will really help you stay in this energy of confident expectation after you follow this process. And I'll even tailor them specifically to what you might come up against after you finish this. So if you find yourself still doubting or feeling like it's not working, I want you to use the Clearing Blocks meditation. I'm going to link it up here and down below. That one is going to be really beneficial to kind of shift your energy. Or you can also go through my Clearing Blocks masterclass where I use rapid resolution therapy to clear your blocks in real time. That one is a true game changer. So I'm also going to link that up here and down below for you. And then if you find yourself stuck on the how, or if you find yourself kind of like overthinking it, be sure to use the manifesting meditation. I'm going to link that up here and down below. Again, these are all tools if you're coming up against anything where you feel stuck after, or if you want to take it a step further, be sure to join the Rewire. I will talk about this time and time and time again because I think that this is probably one of the best and most effective programs that you will ever experience. It is life-changing. I'm going to leave a link up here and down below where you can read through all of the details, all of the testimonials, and get all of the information for the Rewire. And if you just feel stuck after going through this technique, be sure to use the chakra clearing meditation, also one of my favorites. I'm going to link that up here and down below. So again, those are all just additional tools to really help you stay in that energy of receiving and confident expectation after you complete this exercise. Please leave me a comment below and let me know if you're trying this out. I truly love reading through all of the comments and connecting with you, and I read through pretty much all of them. This community means the world to me, and I truly want to collectively hold the space for every single person here for the most abundant year yet. I truly mean it. So let's make it happen. I'll give you the tools and you do your part. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and also hit that bell notification so you can get notified whenever I post a new video. And you can also find me over on Instagram and TikTok and Threads at MK Magic Mindset. And if you want to learn more about me, my programs, how to work with me, and more, you can visit my website at mkmagicmindset.com, and I will see you in the next one.